What's up, everyone? I'm Ethan. I'm here with my boy Garrett.
What's going on?
And welcome to HIVE Sports, where we talk all things NFL and college football. Today, we have another episode of our Freshman Spotlight series, where we analyze film of some of our favorite incoming freshman prospects.
Yep, and today we got the big dog for you today. We got the number one prospect in the class, regardless of position, Mr. Bryce Underwood, 6'4", 228, runs a 4.58 40 reportedly. One of the highest rated prospects in recent memory at the quarterback position. So he comes in with very high expectations. 2,500 passing yards last year as a senior, 32 touchdowns in the air, 6 picks, 600 rushing yards, and another 6 touchdowns on the ground. He played in Michigan Division I football. I'm assuming that's the highest level of Michigan football. And, highly paid NIL prospect as well.
Yeah, especially, being on the legal side of things, it's interesting to see all the details of some of the NIL deals, and it's impressive the contract that he received because, he's the real deal. He's the number one prospect. He's one of the, higher touted quarterback prospects we've seen in a while, and I'm definitely excited to get into the tape.
Yeah, let's jump right into it.
Yeah, and so a couple of things that we like to look for when analyzing prospects at the quarterback position. Two main things kind of jump out to me. One is the touch on the balls. Do you have some velocity on your ball when you need it, when you're throwing in the tight window? But also, if you have a wide receiver that's wide open, you could put some air onto the ball. Or, can you have some touch on an out route that doesn't need to be a bullet, but needs to have just enough pace on it for the timing to be perfect. And then the second thing that I think I like to look for is, the timing of your passes, but like as you go through your progression, right? So are you able to quickly go through your progression while still being on time with your throw, right? On your 3-step drop back, on that third step, you want to be able to hitch and throw. You don't want to be late because that just makes the timing of the routes off. That also allows defensive players to get, more time to get to the quarterback. And you often hear, players that hold on to the ball too long, or quarterbacks that hold on to the ball too long, often have a lot more trouble, with defensive linemen trying to get after them and things like that. So those two things are just a little bit tougher to necessarily teach, right? So those are kind of two things that if you're just naturally gifted in those two traits, the touch on the pass and your timing on your passes after kind of going through the progression, then often it correlates to a pretty successful college career and then hopefully an NFL career at that point.
Yeah, and quarterback is such a tough position to evaluate too, right? And I think a big reason why people struggle to evaluate the quarterback position is because they kind of fall in love with the arm strength, the guys who can throw it 90 yards, or the guys who are physical beasts and they can, they run super fast and they're strong. But it's not all, it's not always those traits alone that matter most. No. So I'm glad you broke it down so well. And it's not all about the physical, sexy tools. But Bryce Underwood certainly has those as well, right? He's a complete prospect, and he has the athletic tools, and he also 100%. Has the mental processing as far as we can tell, right, from the high school film. But let's dig right into it.
Oh, well, first play right there, rolling out to the left, little flick of the wrist, just bomb.
On the run, too. Nasty.
Wow. Look at that ball, too.
You can see that arm strength for sure.
Yeah, a little underthrown, though. His wide receiver must, definitely was probably pretty fast, but... So, see, that was a little bit late of a throw, which is why...
A little underthrown on that one, too.
And a little underthrown.
But he put nice texture on it. I will give it to him.
100%.
You can see that running ability as well, athleticism.
There you go. See, that's an on-time throw right there. Good ball. Ooh. So one thing I noticed too is it's effortless versus throwing. So that is extremely valuable. If you have enough arm strength where it's just mechanically effortless for you to throw the ball like that, you don't see that often.
Yeah, exactly. It's off his back foot, and the arm strength is just unreal.
Good. See, that was a greatly timed ball. I like that a lot. On time, hit his window.
That's a nice tight window throw too. Okay, there's that Superman like Cam Newton type shit, right?
Oh, good ball. Wow. He throws well to his left, which is tough as a quarterback who's right-handed. So
Yeah.
that's definitely valuable. I have a feeling Michigan's not going to be running him a ton, though. I mean, he's a pretty valuable, several $1 million asset for them.
Yeah, he is. He's expensive, man. I'll be curious to see how much he plays as a freshman, too. I know we talked a little bit about it earlier, him versus Mikey Keene for that starting Michigan quarterback spot. One to keep an eye on.
Well, good ball. I mean, with how Michigan's season was last year, I mean, I don't think they had much to lose to start the Young Buck, honestly.
No, they really don't. But, like you said, it is a prized asset, so they might want to develop him and,
Very
go
true.
the Arch Manning route and really make sure he's ready. But I don't know, man. I mean, from the news, from spring news, he's ahead of schedule. So
Yeah, and one thing to note, too, is he did enroll early, right? So
Yeah.
he got a spring season with Michigan, whereas a lot of prospects don't necessarily have that.
yeah, that's a great point.
He's going to be more familiar with the offense. He's going to be more prepared to be ready for the season versus if he, enrolled in the fall.
Yeah.
Oh, that stiff arm's deadly. That 6'4" long arm wingspan there.
Yeah, and I mean, he's already coming into college at 6'4", 230. You got to think that he has room to pack on some extra weight, to that frame, right? With a college, weight training program and nutrition plan. You would think that he would get up to at least 240, right? 240, 250.
I mean, Michigan's, Michigan's like nutrition team plus all of the resources they have are top of the nation. So he's for sure going to easily put on, 10 plus pounds of muscle on his frame and, going to be built like a Cam Newton out there.
That's scary.
Cam Newton with a stronger arm.
I mean, for real, man. That arm talent is no joke. I feel like his mechanics, leave a little bit to be desired, So if he can clean up some of that stuff, it's just like so natural. The arm talent is something you can't coach, right? So if he can clean up a lot of the coachable things, like this guy has as high of a ceiling as they come.
Yeah. And I think another thing, too, I'd like to see more is, here's exactly what I was looking for. He has a nice touch on his deep ball, but it'd be nice to kind of see him in that mid-distance range.
Yeah.
See what the touch is like on those. So
The
like
short range and stuff, too, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be able to tell whether they're Anthony Richardson on the short throws or not.
Well, luckily I think we have, we have some good information. We'll have some good sample size for Bryce Underwood, as he'll probably get some playing time early on in his career. So
Yeah, for sure.
It won't be a one and done kind of thing.
Yeah. These days, we definitely get a bigger sample with these guys since Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix had so much success.
Yeah, and I mean, young quarterbacks, we're starting to see, true freshmen or even redshirt freshman quarterbacks, starting early on in their career. So I really wouldn't be surprised if he either, took the starting job or we see him at some point during the season and then, we'll see what goes from there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, I think that's enough film for today. That's the breakdown of Bryce Underwood. Obviously, he has, he's a 5-tool quarterback. He can run the ball, has great touch on his pass, and you can tell that he's, does a good job of getting through his progression. So definitely a guy that I think is going to have a successful college career. We'll just see how early it happens, right? We'll see if, year one they're going to release him at all and or unleash him and let him, throw some shots during the season. But yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave us a like, and be on the lookout for more of the Freshman Spotlight series on the way.